Hi, I'm Nigel Adams. I'm the Member of Parliament for Selby and Ainsty. I hope you find this short video useful. We're going to be in and around the constituency today, showing you what the sort of a typical day in the life of a Member of Parliament is. And then later on we're going to be going to Westminster to show you around the House of Commons, and you can see what sort of work we'll get up to there. Well, it's a great privilege to have been elected as the MP for Selby and Ainsty, in particular because this is my home seat, this is where I'm from, it's where I grew up. In actual fact, I grew up in this very house. I spent the first 17 years of my life here in Carlton. I went to primary school just over the bridge in Campbellsford, and I went to senior school in Selby. The neighbours have been the same here for 30 odd years. Not a great deal changed. In fact, the only thing that's changed significantly is the wind farm over there, which not all that impressed with, to be honest. One of the most important parts of an MP's job is to deal with a constituents' problems and issues that arise. And I do that via a number of ways, including regular advice surgeries right across the constituency. This morning we're in Eggborough, here at the Westfield Court Centre. This afternoon I'm in Tadcaster. Well, I'm here in my office in Tadcaster. This is one of the bases I have in the constituency. The other one is in Selby. It's very convenient here. We're on the high street, so people can easily find us. When I'm not in Westminster or out and about seeing constituents or attending events, I spend quite a bit of time here, usually on a Friday afternoon when I've got back from London. And I hold advice surgeries here. I also have meetings here. So it's a very busy office. A lot of the hard graft gets done sometimes late into the night from this office. Well, as you can see, we're no longer in Yorkshire. In fact, you can hear the bells of Westminster Abbey there ringing out. We're at the House of Commons, and this is where I work during the week, Monday to Friday. It's a great opportunity here to take part in debates on issues right across the spectrum. In fact, today I shall be taking part in a couple of debates on things that actually affect the Selby and Ainsty constituency. Later this afternoon there's a wind energy debate, and there's also a debate on the future of coal-fired power stations, which are very important to the constituency. I've also meeting with the Secretary of State for Health today, because I've got a few issues I want to raise with him on behalf of constituents. And because it's a Wednesday, we've got Prime Minister's questions, so it's going to be really interesting. So hopefully this little video will give you an idea of what my work's like down here in Westminster. Well, here we are in Central Lobby, and the noise you just heard going off there is a division bell, so I'm going to have to go vote very shortly. But Central Lobby is an incredibly important place because this is where members of the public are allowed to come in unaccompanied, and this is where they meet with their members of Parliament. And from here on in, they do have to be accompanied around the Parliament building. Down here is the House of Commons, down the other end is the House of Lords. So I must go off and vote now, otherwise I'll be in trouble. Well, we're in one of the committee corridors, and this is where legislation is scrutinised by the select committees. And again, you've heard the bell go off while I'm talking. That means I do have to disappear into the chamber yet again for another vote.
Nigel is just the sort of guy we want in Parliament because he hasn't come from a sort of political advisor background or a Conservative central office background. Nigel set up a business, he created wealth, he created employment, and he's just the sort of person we need here in Parliament.
We're now in Westminster Hall, which is one of the oldest parts of the Parliament. In fact, it's 900 years old, this building. Some very significant events take place in here. Just the other week we had the Pope here talking to both houses of Parliament. The Queen addresses the houses here, and also in the past we've had Nelson Mandela here. It's also where monarchs and notable people who get a state funeral lie in state. And if you look up at the ceiling, it was supposedly the inspiration for the dining room ceiling in the first Harry Potter movie. Well, I do hope you found that brief film useful, and it's given you an insight as to the work of an MP both here in the constituency and also in Westminster. And please get in touch if you've got any issue you want to raise with me as your Member of Parliament. Use the contact page on this website, drop me a line, email. I'll be more than happy to help.